Welcome for the first time as a duo on the mountain stage, Whitehorse.
When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone. When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone.
Larry Groce, mountainstage.org, at West Virginia Wesleyan College in Buchanan, West Virginia, on the road. And we are happy and honored and excited to have these two right here, known as Whitehorse, Melissa McClelland and Luke Doucet. Now, Luke has been on the show before, actually more than once. He was on as Luke Doucet, headlining, and then he also was on as a guitar player with Sarah McLaughlin, I think. We're pretty sure, because you were, during the time period when you were playing with Sarah, she was on the show, so it wasn't in Charleston, so it was kind of hard. I'm sure he played 4,000 gigs at that time.
I don't remember exactly where it was, but I'm sure you're right. I'm sure that we did play here.
Yeah, and they have a new CD. There it is, Whitehorse. The two of them walking through the woods somewhere. Looks like in fairyland. It's beautiful.
It's actually 10 minutes from our house in Hamilton, Ontario.
When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone. When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone. When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone. When all is said and all is done, time will waste everyone.
Well, we met about 8 years ago, and we started working together right away. Luke produced a few of my records, and we started playing in each other's bands. So we toured together off and on for a long time, and it just got to the point. We did a lot of tours, just the two of us as well, where we'd be trading songs back and forth. Mm-hmm. And it just got to the point where it felt like it was a really special thing that we had. The chemistry was so great. The people were really responding to it, and we thought, well, we should do something fun on the side and put something out. And so we started talking about it, came up with the name Whitehorse, and started coming up with songs and ideas. And the more that we talked about it and the more that we became involved in the music, it was no longer a side project. It kind of took over, and now our solo careers are kind of pushed to the side, and this is the main focus.
Did you fly a million miles for every single one that I ran? I don't know which of us is crazy. Oh, sweet baby, that's the madness I desire.
How does it creatively work? I mean, do you both just come up with stuff together and you sit down and work it out, or do you bring stuff to it and with an idea of how it's supposed to be and say, here's what I want you to do?
You know, I think every song is different. Some songs come to the table fully formed, and it's clear to both of us, no, this is done, no problem. And other songs, it's like, I have an idea, what do you think? And maybe I'll bring an idea and say, what do you think of this? Should I finish this? And she'll say, how about let me take it for a while. And she gives it back to me 3 days later, and it's got a whole new lyric, and then it's done. Or maybe we think it's done, and then we go into the studio and we start recording, and we realize, yeah, but the second verse, let's see what we got, and then we'll spend some time on the second verse in the studio. So every song's different.
Yeah, and it's funny, rarely do we sit down with two guitars and write a song.
No.
You know, we haven't really done that. It's both a solitary thing for both of us, I think. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, people say, what kind of music do you make? And I say, well, it's got blues, and it's got country, and it's got some bluegrass, and it's got some rock and roll, but it's none of those things. If you were to describe what Neil Young does. It would include some of the loudest, heaviest rock that's ever been made, and some of the most gentle, sensitive folk music that's ever been made.
Yeah.
So you can't really say that one of those genres really fits the bill for a lot of
Yeah,
artists.
we can't answer that question.
One day you're gonna miss me. One day you're gonna wake up cold. Then you'll wish that you could kiss me. When you're old and you're alone. So cry if you want to. Yeah, you can come undone. But you've gotta have a heart to have a broken one.
50 years ago, things were quite different, and not that I was around then to know that, but from what I've read, from what I understand, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but here we are in West Virginia. There was a time when there was a very specific kind of music that came from this part of the country, and a very specific kind of music that came from, you know, from Memphis, and then an entirely different kind of music that came from Nashville, which was 2.5 hours away. And now, with everybody having access to media the way we do, via the internet and stuff, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you're from. You can sort of have access to whatever you want.
Oh, my love, it must be so tight in your skin. 'Cause there's no room to breathe this fantasy you're living in. Oh, I need a new perspective. Yeah, that's what I said. I need a man. I need a girl like you, like a hole in my head. 'Cause we all love the joyride, but it's a long way home. So if I'm leaving you, you're leaving me alone.
You listen to British invasion artists talk about, you know, getting records off the merchant ships or the sailors from sailors that were coming over from America, from Liverpool. And I got this Howlin' Wolf record, I got this Little Richard record. You got to hear this. The notion of having to go to the docks and meet a stranger and get a record so you can listen to it.
Oh, it's so romantic.
Foreign.
It's so romantic.
Come undone. But you've gotta have a heart to have a broken one. Yes, you've gotta have a heart to have a broken one. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much.